Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the journal's quality, and there are different metrics are available to measure the quality of journals, because when you're going to publish something, you have to check that, okay, is this journal is valuable in the domain. And of course, when you're doing PhD from good universities, they want to publish in good the reputation venues. So how you can find out that the journal is good, and what are the other things which are related to research, like some metric and scores. Like H index, impact factor, site score, and Q ranking. So what are these things I'm going to show you in this video? Um, First of all, if I will talk about the Q ranking. We say that we have to publish in Q1, Q2, and Q3 journals. So what are these? So there are four Q ranking: Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Q1 is the top ranked journals. So Q1 is that are those journals which are lying in 25 top 25% in that category, a subject category. So Q2 is the journal which are from 25 to 50, and then the Q3 is from 50 to 75 5, and then Q4 is 75 to 100%. So it means that if you will publish in Q1, that is the highest or top ranked journals, because it's lying from in the top 25%, and the Q2 are from 25 to 50 top 50 journals. Okay, so the most of the time you have to target Q1 journals for your research when you're doing some PhD or something. So just keep this thing in mind, and very few journals, you can say 20 top 25, so will be in the Q1. The rest are like Q2 and Q3 and Q4. So you can go on their websites, or you can have different the Scopus databases where you can find this rank. I will show you. Then maybe I should show this error, so I should share my screen with you. um, Here, okay. So if you want to check the Q ranking, so let's go sensor ranking. If you will write this, so this is the website where you can SCR, you can go here, and then you will find the rank. um, Sorry. So this is here you can find the rank. This is a Q2 in medicine, and then Q1 in the domain of instruments. So you can find the ranking in 2023. So this is how we can find what is the rank of that journal. And then second thing is the impact factor. So impact factor also tell you about the quality of that journal. So if I will show you the impact factor, how the journals calculate the impact factors and CiteScore. So first of all, there are two things: CiteScore. CiteScore is the metric for the evaluation the quality of the journal in Scopus. Okay, Scopus calculate this CiteScore, and how they calculate the CiteScore, they take if they want to calculate the CiteScore, let's suppose for 2024, what they do, they will take the citation of last 4 years. Okay, so last for like 2023, 2022, and 2021, so 4 years, and total number of papers published in that time. Okay, so this will be the CiteScore. Means how many papers cited from that journal, okay, between last 4 year, and how many paper they publish in 4 years. So this is how they calculate the CiteScore. Then similarly, what is the impact factor? Impact factor is calculated by the Web of Sciences, and they take last 2 years to calculate the thing. So what is the formula to calculate how many citation the paper which published in last 2 years got into, let's suppose in 2019, and how many papers are published in these 2 years. So this is a very simple formula for that. So you can find the major difference, but like the CiteScores calculation is based on Scopus data. Scopus is a database. Similarly, Web of Science is a database. So while impact factor is based on Web of Science data. So CiteScore use 4-year window while impact factor use 2 years window. Okay. So there is a formula which I mentioned. If you even you can find here impact factor formula. Sorry, impact factor formula. Okay. So if you will, sorry, formula. Okay. If you will write this, you will find some here images, and you can see here. Okay. Um, let's suppose we are finding the impact factor in 2020. So the citation in 2019 and 2028 divided by total number of publication in 2020, 2019 and 28. So this is how we can find the impact factor of the crunch year. Okay. So while the citation site score consider the 4 years period. So and the major difference is that site is by the scopus, and the impact factor is by the Web of Science way. Okay, so this is one difference. Another thing which is very important to consider, site score include more document type like by Scopus, like article reviews, conference paper, data papers, and book chapters, while impact factor include only citable document, article, and review. So they don't include the conference paper and data paper and book chapters, but site score include them. So this is another big thing. So it means that the impact factor could be another valuable, more valuable than the site score. Okay, so there's some journals are have a site score, but they don't have an impact factor because they are not maybe considered by yet the Web of Sciences. So if most of databases Web of Sciences is considered, so some journals are already in Scopus, but they're not in Web of Sciences. If they're not in Web of Sciences, they are not considered very valuable. Okay, so this is difference between CiteScore and impact factor. Another thing, if you will open some profile by a researcher, which I want to discuss with you, that is a high index. And citation, is very simple, that how many people cite your work. Like this is my citation for my first paper is 820, sorry, 628. So it means that these number of papers refer my work in their study. Okay, so what is the high index? And I-10 index. I-10 index is by the, I think by the Google. If I'm not sure, but I think it's by the Google. It means that how many papers cross 10 citation at least. So if you will go, so I have at least 10, sorry, 78 paper who cross the 10 citation at least. And then there is a high index, which is about how many papers. It's high index is more variable than the I index. Is show the impact and of course the quality of your work at index. So at index is that how many papers cross how many citations. Like in this case, I have 32 paper which cross 32 citations. I index was that how many paper were cross 10 citations. So 78 paper cross 10 citation, but H index is that it means here in my case is that 32 paper cross 32 citation. When 33 paper will cross 33 citations, then it will become a 33 high index. Okay, so this is how we calculate the H index and I index. So now I explain the four things: site score, impact factor, H index, and I index. And I already explained the Q. Now, what is the Q ranking? Okay, so when you are going to publish your work, of course, this is H index, and I index is just for researcher to find evaluate his profile, but impact factor, site score, and Q ranking is to evaluate the journal quality or journal metrics. Okay, so when you are going to publish, you have to consider these things. First, look into the rank of that journal. It should be a Q1 rank if we are going to publish in a very good journal, and it should have a high impact factor. Okay, and another thing which I don't know, that is the databases. You should also consider the databases. I will make a separate video on that, but for a moment that you have to consider that the journal should be ranked in the Web of Sciences corpus at least. So, but what are these databases? I will make a separate video on that. Hope so. This will help you a lot when you are selecting your journal, and consider high quality and high impactful journal for your work to publish. And thank you very much.